Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Bear Evans. This is Lil Mike Fight Night, and today we have a quick one. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be going over Khabib and Connor's extended octagon talk that the UFC went ahead and released when they had their 25 minutes or a little bit less, maybe 23 minutes of just an insane fight. Also, we're going to be going over Sean O'Malley reacting to all the hate he's getting for being voted the best fighter with the Espy Award. We're also going to be talking about Nate Diaz not getting paid his guaranteed, supposedly, allegedly, $9 million, and he's suing Fanmio. We're going to go over their response too. If you're wondering why this news is a couple of days old and it's not brand new, hot off the press, I'm on vacation right now, guys. I'm at the beach. I needed a video on the algorithm for Monday, so hopefully y'all can get something out of this. Let's go ahead and jump right in.
You're looking at a fucking Espy winner over here, fellas.
People were frustrated, but you made
so
such
mad.
a damn good point, Tim.
But I mean, the Aljo fight was massive underdog. He was the greatest bantamweight of all time. Everyone thought I was gonna get smoked. So if it was for that performance, I could see the Cheeto performance was a masterpiece. But
I think 90% of people picked him to lose.
Yeah,
I think
get smoked.
Yeah. Crazy.
So that's probably kind of what it was about. You can see the kind of argument for Pereira, but like I said, was Pereira ever the underdog in his fights? He might have been the underdog versus Jan. I don't know. Islam wasn't the underdog ever.
Yeah, people were mad, which was weird. I didn't.
It's your choice. Choice.
I didn't vote. And if I would have, I probably would have still voted for myself. But I didn't even really know that was such a big deal. People were messaging me. Dana messaged me. People were like, "Yo, that's crazy. Like, you're out there with the big dogs." People are like, "Why are they forcing him to be famous down our throats?" I saw that one. I was like, might be the 900 sick viral knockouts I had.
Yeah, guys, they have no control of that whatsoever. But one thing I wanted to bring up to you, you're wondering, oh yeah, Alex Pereira, why isn't he number one? And you know what? For as much as I love what Alex Pereira done, how much exciting and captivating fights he has, how he just finishes them in the most unpredictable yet predictable way. You know, Alex Pereira, you just know is going to be a surprise, right? And but with all that being said, my wife still doesn't get super excited about Alex Pereira. She loves. I think now she's sold after seeing him knock out Yuri for the second time, but she's like, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not buying into him. You know, I like him, but I don't know if the headgear and all that stuff he does is fake. I don't really get the whole, demeanor and all this. And I'm not being drawn into him. And so she is a diehard UFC fan, but she's also a regular consumer too, right? And so for her, she needs a little bit of, UFC is an entertainment company. You need a little bit of that. But why I'm saying it is I absolutely love Pereira, but my wife loves O'Malley. O'Malley's got that it. He's got that factor. He's all over social media. You know who he is. And his performances are amazing too. And so I'm not trying to take anything away from Pereira. I think he's absolutely awesome. And I think if he did win, I'd be doing the same video and I'd be congratulating him. But Sean O'Malley, let's not take away the spotlight or, his fame right now, his couple of minutes right now winning this Espy. His striking is phenomenal. He is so much fun to watch. It is an absolute pleasure that we get to watch someone strike like Sean O'Malley. He reminds me of Israel Adesanya, except he brings more heat and he wants to fight more and takes more risks. That's what we love about him. That's why he gets all those knockouts. But with that, let's go ahead, dive right into Ariel Helwani talking about Nate Diaz is suing Fanmio, and then Fanmio is going to go ahead and respond to it. Also, if you agree with me that Sean O'Malley should have won the Espy, or you think that's awesome, at least supporting him, give me a like or subscribe. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments down below. Should it have been Pereira? I think. Let's go ahead and click play.
Fanmio and Angle are now reneging on their written and oral promises and guarantees to pay $9 million owing to Diaz because they claim they are going to lose money on the event. In a flurry of desperate calls to Diaz's representatives following the event, Angle despondently groveled that he was going to lose more money than he anticipated on the event if he paid Diaz what he had promised, and that his wife might divorce him because of the financial losses. Angle went so far as to threaten he might have to declare bankruptcy to avoid paying Diaz what he owed. There's nothing lower or more despicable, this is the last paragraph, in the world of boxing than a boxing promoter who allows a fighter to put their health and safety on the line in boxing so that the promoter has the chance to make tremendous profits, only to later renege on paying the boxer following the event. Worse yet, Angle knew that Diaz and his representatives were concerned about this exact situation of Angle reneging on payment if the event was not a financial success. In the months and weeks leading up to the event, Fanmio, Angle, and their representatives intentionally lied to Diaz's representatives about having set aside the money to make the payments.
Ever wondered why you should get an LLC with a third party when you can do it all by yourself? Yeah, of course. Those companies...
Payments being guaranteed, going so far as to have their lawyer inform Diaz's representatives in writing that the money to pay Diaz was being held in an independent collection account. Unfortunately, Diaz has been given no choice but to now sue Fanmio and Angle to address their blatant breach of contract and fraud and recover the money Diaz is undisputably owned.
Okay, guys, so Nate Diaz team is coming out. You know, from what I saw on the paperwork when I was doing my own research, I saw 9 million. I know they're saying 10 million in the story, but you know what? That's like freaking, that's a 10% difference, you know, and I believe it's 9 million, not 10 million. It's, you know, when you're talking in terms of millions to a regular person, maybe it's not like, oh, you know, it doesn't matter, Bear, but it's still a big difference. $9 million, not 10 million. But let's go ahead and see what Fanmio's CEO is going to say about this lawsuit. Nate Diaz has filed a frivolous lawsuit against Fanmio, which claims that fraud and breach of contract were committed by Fanmio. Yet, neither has taken place. In fact, Diaz has already been paid 7 figures in connection with the fight. I look forward into resolving this dispute through the appropriate processes and confident that justice will prevail. Making a salacious and defamatory statement to the media in order to harm my family and I has only strengthened my resolve to ensure the truth will triumph. Solomon Ingle, Fanmio CEO. And is that the only response they're going to go ahead and drop? Let me see here. Yeah, that's going to be it, guys. And so, you know, he's saying, hey, we've already paid you 7 figures, which if you don't know what that means, it means they've already paid him in the sums of the 1 millions. He's saying it's just defamatory. They're going to be going back and forth. But, guys, it's kind of funny because it reminds me, let me give you all a little, some business advice. If you are new to business, you have no idea what you're going to do, you're going to start, you're making these projections, it's always a great bet just to say, you know what, this is not going to make me any money. And because there's so many times, man, where you think that this one business idea or this one prospect, this one draw is going to make you, this one product is going to make you all this money and that's it. But you know what? There has to be seasons, the environment, you know, what is going on right now, what are the people's careers. There's so many things to look at when it comes to Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal, guys. I could have told you that this was going to be a pay-per-view flop from the beginning. Just look at the Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz pay-per-view numbers. He's not, he is a draw for the UFC, but not as big as a draw as you think. He has to have the right partner. And then also when it comes to boxing, who the F wants to see, you know, kind of washed up Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz already retired out of their prime go and fight with pillows on their hands? Was it a good boxing match? Absolutely. Was it entertaining? Absolutely. Did Nate Diaz look like a professional? Hell no, but he looked like a guy with pillow fists that could hit you about 100 times a minute and would not stop, and it frustrated Jorge Masvidal. Great fight, but I would not be offering Nate Diaz a guaranteed $9 million. What you should have done is put his promotion in, you know, and made partners with him and given him equity or stake in the event, you know what I mean? So that way, hey, we're going to be paying you royalties, etc., not, you know, a guaranteed $9 million. But that's just what I think of it, guys. What do you think? Who's in the right or wrong? Also, not trying to be mean, but Nate Diaz is not necessarily the most articulate, well-thought-of speaker, and he maybe isn't the most articulate, well-thought-out businessman either, talking about some of his ventures and things like that. But with that being said, he is articulate when it comes to building his brand in the UFC and just being a freaking dog in the cage. And so I love you, Nate. I'm not trying to talk too much shit about you or anything like that. I absolutely do love you. I grew up watching you. But with that, let's go ahead and talk about one of my favorite fights of all time, which is going to be Conor McGregor versus Khabib. And they released more audio of the UFC. Do you remember when the Eagle Nurmagomedov had Conor McGregor on the ground? Conor McGregor is pressed up against the cage, you know what I mean, on the corner, and Khabib standing over, let's talk now, and he's just beating the fucking shit out of Conor. Let's talk now. And, you know, Conor was talking all these racial slurs. Dylan Dennis, the Troll King, was getting in their heads. Khabib jumped the cage to go fight Dylan Dennis, right? So with that, let's go ahead and release even more audio. I am so excited to see this.
Let's talk now.
Can we rewatch that? Let me just rewatch that. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm like watching this shit with you. What the fuck? Let's go ahead and play again. Guys, there is no sweeter revenge. I don't know it on this scale, but I do know it on a scale than having someone talk shit about you and your family, ride you, attack y'all, and then you beat the shit out of them. And I'm getting the goosebumps because their drama during that build-up of the fight was it was better than Jones versus Cormier, 1 and 2 combined. It was the best UFC drama, beef, whatever you want to call it, ever in the octagon. It was the realest freaking beef. I mean, that shit was gangster as hell. I just can't believe how gangster Khabib is, man. Let's talk now. Let's talk now. I didn't see this part. I have watched that original audio, Let's Talk Now, probably about 1,000 times over the past, 5-6 years. Now, with this new audio release, I never knew that Khabib, one, spit on him, said, I'll fuck you up. Let's talk now in between rounds, not just after. Dude, Khabib broke Connor, guys. And if that's not enough, that fight was so monumentally, amazingly perfect. It was such a badass fight. The fact that Conor McGregor got back up to his feet multiple times, he kept pursuing to get up, even though Khabib kept attacking that double leg, getting him in the cage, grabbing that double leg, no matter freaking what. It was an amazing fight. Connor wobbled Khabib, Khabib wobbled Connor, and ended up Khabib choked him out. The family man won, the religious man won, and I couldn't be happier that Khabib got that win for him and his family because Connor took it a little bit too overboard, and they don't understand certain areas, different cultures take things more seriously. So just like, when Dustin Poirier called Islam a motherfucker, they literally take that as you calling them a motherfucker. You don't do that. I have Greek family. You can't call them motherfuckers. You can't call them, make a joke and call them a gypsy. It's super disrespectful. And so with Khabib and then being a devout Muslim, some of the things Connor was saying, calling them terrorists and all this other stuff, just draw the line for him. And it was so cool that they settled it in the cage. And man, it just makes Khabib more of a badass, guys. If Khabib already wasn't badass enough for beating some of the most dangerous guys in the lightweight division. I know he didn't have the biggest pedigree in the UFC, but let me tell you what, he beat some of the top guys at the freaking time. I don't care what y'all say. I think his legacy is always cemented as one of the best to ever do it. But I'm leaving it there, guys. Thank y'all so much for the support. I'm going to go back, enjoy myself at the beach. Go to my links down below. Buy the best gear with the best reviews down below. Link down below. Get the best gear. Testosterone, Deca, Anavar, whatever you need. Lose some weight. Get your dick hard with Cialis. And then also, best way to spend $5. Buckabuzz.com. Link in the description. Enter Bear in the notes. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.